Broadcasting live from the attic. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. You can check out my YouTube channel and find me on Facebook. Telephone number, as always, 217-917-4405 if you want to call me part of the show. A proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions, so welcome to the Ho-Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho-Ho.
Oh, yeah. Giggity freaking giggity, guys. All right, well, let's see here. I am... Oh, wait, hold on.
I am joined in studio this wonderful day by the co-host of the Machine Radio Show. Say hi, Matt.
Hey.
And his lovely... Yeah. Hold on, let me get... Okay. Renita, how you doing?
Hi.
I just embarrassed the hell out of her. That was great. How red is your face turning now?
None.
You are lying your ass off.
No, not at all.
Hold on. There we go. All right, now we can see him better. He was...
The creeper in the corner.
And I got a little creeper in the corner, and that's just freaking hilarious to me. I love it. It's awesome. All right, let's see here. Today, obviously, we're doing the Ho-Ho Show instead of the Religion Ho-Ho's Way. And that's just because I wanted to do this one. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a regular show. I have been busier than hell, stuff going on. No excuse, but, hey, there it is. And I'm not really covering a lot, just kind of touching base on a couple different topics. 4 different topics. And I don't really have, stuff attached to this, like actual news sources and different things. A lot of it's just going to be more or less a conversation. I just thumped my foot down on the ground. I did not mean to do that. That was funny.
I was wondering what that was.
It was me.
I was like, what the heck?
I just went
Sounded like someone dropped a human down the stairs.
Right. It was like,
Oh, boy.
that was great. Anyway, so yeah, not a typical average show, but hey, we're going to have fun now. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this. And, of course, one of my favorite topics, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. Or do you want to do... Nah, we'll just dive. Dive. Never mind. Anyway, gun debate. That's where we're going. So I was listening to, a guy I like. The man is awesome. And he was actually not that long ago, maybe last month sometime, Louder with Crowder in Urbana, actually.
Really?
Yes. And because they basically wouldn't let him on the campus, he was doing he did some type of a mobile type of a studio, and he was doing one of them change my mind type of things. And I listened to it, and it was freaking hilarious. It was awesome. And one of the things that was brought up in this...
You could have just kept going, and no one would probably notice. No, you gotta look at me now.
Well, yeah, it's funner that way. Anyway, here she's playing with something. What are you playing with? At least show the camera.
I'm not playing anything. I'm
she's
just
playing with her meat.
Human.
That's what she's doing.
Her meat.
She's playing with her meat. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what's up, creeper? So, but this is one of them arguments, and I bring this up because this is one of them that's as far as I'm concerned, this is the most ridiculous argument that the left can actually bring up, And that's that, what do you want to make, just tanks legal for everybody to buy? And of which case, my response is...
Yes.
And why?
Because if you have the money to buy it...
No. The simple answer is America.
Oh, America?
Yes, exactly. You're still up a little high. Okay, there we go. I turned it down a little bit.
Is that a little bit better?
That's a little bit better.
Okay.
So, but yeah, why America? So now give your bigger answer you were given. Let's go ahead and do that.
I was going to say, because if you got the money to buy one, buy it.
Exactly. And the left seems to have this attitude that, if they make tanks legal for everybody to buy, then everybody would have a tank. And in which case, to me, that is the most stupidest thing I had ever heard. Okay, so it's legal then for me to own a Barrett 50 cal.
Oh yeah, if you've got $35,000.
Exactly. $35,000. I can, and if I have my own county, I can have a Barrett 50 cal. Do I have one?
No.
It's freaking expensive. That's why. That's like, everybody does not live in a mansion. What makes them think everybody, just because it's legal, they're going to live in, they're going to have a tank? You know, it's like, it's the stupidest freaking argument I've ever heard. It's like, come on now. But yes, I should be able to own one because America.
Mm-hmm.
America.
America.
You can't say that just right. America. Say that again.
America.
There you go. America. So, I mean, you know, that's just kind of, it's like, it's stupid. You know, it's stupid. It's stupid. Can't they come up with a better argument? You know, I mean, really.
No.
No,
I mean,
they
have you
can't.
seen some of the arguments on other things? No.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want them to try to come up with a better one.
Well, that's the thing. They can't. I mean, every one of these people, they're doing nothing more than spewing, you know, the same talking points, the same agenda. We know exactly what they're going to attack us with and how, you know. And it's like, okay, this is supposed to bother me? You know, they turn everything into racism, sexism, and homophobic and germophobic and everything else. And it's like, you know, it's gotten to that point to where it no longer means anything.
Yeah.
You know, racism. No, I'm not. Oh, she's giving me a piece of her meat. Delicious.
Why'd you bite it so unevenly? Why?
America. So, but yeah, there's you know you got anything else on that?
What you?
Did you like my voice on that? That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like.
What, you eating my meat
That's
wrong
right.
or?
I'm part of the Lollipop Guild, baby. What? You can't handle being a munchkin?
No, because she actually sounds like one.
Shut up. Oh, hell.
You know, speaking of munchkins,
What about?
that was a horrible freaking segue. That really was. That was a horrible segue.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors
Oh God.
passed away April 21st. You know, Vern Traeger.
Yeah.
You know, I think he passed away at 49 years of age. And, you know, I had looked over, you know, the things that he had done, you know, the things he's been in. You know, he's been a stuntman. He was, you know, extras in this and that. And, of course, he's most well known for his role as Mini-Me in the Austin Powers franchise. But I had no idea how much that guy was actually in. And I didn't realize he was only 2 feet 8 inches. He was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I've taken turds that were longer than he was tall. I mean, when you got to stand up and use a knife to cut it off, I mean, that's a pretty darn good turd. There was corn in it and everything. It was great.
Very.
I named it.
Did it have little hairs that minute fiber?
Yeah. I named him George. And
Did he bite?
no,
Good.
He was-
He was good, George.
he was a good George. I petted him and patted him and rubbed his furry little head. It was a good time. Now that we've talked about poo. But yeah, I mean, I was saddened to see the man pass away because he, you know, he was one of them guys that he didn't let anything keep him down. You know, and I mean, he just, you know, because I stumbled into his YouTube channel like 4 months ago or so, you know, and, you know, I liked watching it because just how he figured things out and just did things, you know, and, you know, used his head and just figured things out. I mean, it was pretty stinking awesome. You know, I liked watching his stuff, and he gave back to the fans too. You know, he answered his fan mail and gave back to the fans, and I thought that's pretty freaking amazing. You know,
I
That
love
is.
YouTubers that do
thought it
that.
was cool. Yeah, because I mean, like, you know, they have their fame, their money, and their fortune because the fans are supporting them, and he's giving back to the fans. And I thought that was cool. I very much thought that was cool. And you know what I forgot to do? I so totally forgot to hit that little button right there to bring up that little thing right there, so that this way I'm actually connected to the chat rooms.
Whoops.
So forgot to do that. Yes. So far this entire show has been
Chat room free.
chat room free, baby. I
That's because
had
you don't love
nothing.
your chat room.
I love my chat room. I love my chat room peoples. And by the way, yes, hello Spreaker, hello Twitch, hello YouTube, hello Facebooks, Mixer, and Periscope. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Hello.
You're on a lot of platforms.
I am as many places as they would let me go for free.
Everything.
I hear that.
And that's
free.
why I'm there. They were like, why are you on Mixer? I go, because it's free. Why
And people
not be
watch
on
it,
Mixer?
yeah.
Exactly. You know, even there's like, you know, maybe one or two, You know, and oh, I'm sorry, there's 3. Hi, Mixer people. Yeah, there's 3 people on there right now. It says 3.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, nerd. So anyway, so yes, why should we be able to own a tank? America. And you know, there was actually a and I thought this was hilarious. There was a thing that came up. You know, there was now this was still the Ben Franklin day and age. There was a boat that hauled goods over the waters, because that's where they did that. In the waters was in boats, so they were in boats, and they were like, you know, they talked to Benjamin Franklin, and they was like, hey Ben, and he's like, hey what? He goes, can we have a cannon, which at the time was the most advanced weaponry. You know, that was the big artillery. That was their tanks back then. You know, with the mobile now, but you know, Leonardo DiCaprio did it in Assassin's Creed with Ezio, and did the thing with the tanks and the stuff. So anyway, you know, throwing some gamer stuff in there. So they did that, and he was like, well, Second Amendment, America, yes, you can have a cannon on your ship. And it was like, duh. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, there you go, right there. Founding Father, advanced weaponry, says yes, you can, because the Second Amendment covers that. You know,
yeah.
I just, yeah. I got nothing more to add on that.
I'll say one of the things I had seen last week was they are bringing up doing background checks for ammunition again.
Yeah.
And my question is like, well, if you do that, you gonna let me buy as much as I want?
Exactly.
Well, and that's part of the thing, though, too. It's like, okay, so you're going to force me to go from buying ammunition to buying powder and bullets, or just smelting,
making my own.
And making my own. That's what you are going to force me to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, if you know, making a certain type of gun illegal would work, then, well, obviously, one, the criminals don't care about gun laws. Obviously, they break them, you know. And if it worked, then, you know, we've been in the war on drugs for how long? You know, they make...
Forever.
Yeah, they make heroin illegal, but for some reason, criminals still seem to be able to get their hands on heroin. You know, it's... I mean, why do they think it's going to be any different when it comes to guns? We'll just make them illegal. It'll solve all our problems.
I'm pretty sure Australia and England will
Thank
challenge
you.
that.
Yeah. It's like, it didn't work so well for us. And, you know, you also have the lovely Great Britain. You know, we banned guns. We still have, you know, a problem with violent crime. Let's ban knives.
And I've been making a prediction that it's going to advance from knives to ball-peen hammers.
Ball-peen hammer and sporks and forks, and then eventually spoons, because you got to use spoons because it hurts more. You know,
Eventually it'll come down to, we'll use a pencil. You're going to ban those?
No, we're just going to cut your hands off, because that's what it'll come down to.
Exactly. You'll have stumps. You won't. Then you can just put a chainsaw on, and there you go. So many movie references going on. It's great. You know, this is a good time. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
That was another good one. You have to have Scissorhands on one hand, and then a chainsaw on the other hand. There you go. That'd be epic.
We could do Edward Scissorhand on one hand, Freddy Krueger on the other, so you got
that's so
scissors and
cool.
knives.
He's still making faces. Where'd he go?
Yeah, you covered him up.
Oh, come on.
You missed it, too, because he smashed his head off the ceiling.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Dude, oh, yeah, that's why I can't see him, because the thing's in the way.
Oh. So we've been able to see him this whole time?
Well, there we
there
go.
he
Let me
is.
put that down there. There
so
we go.
we could see him
All
the whole
right.
time. I was wondering.
Yeah. So, well, I had the chat window in the way. Sorry. Yes, and I told him too, because this was hilarious. I was like, dude, just, you know, he was like, do I need to move? And I looked at the camera. I'm like, no, you need to stay. And I go, you need to make creepy faces the entire time you're back there. That's your job. Make creepy face. And he was like, I can do that. I can do that. I can beat her creepy face. I was like, what do I do? Just do this. Just the whole time. Just.
Every now and then you'll see him look up and make a weird face or something. No, he looked up one time and just smashed his head off the ceiling. And he's like,
He looked at my hand.
he looked so confused on why the ceiling attacked him.
Right. I hate it when the ceiling attacks me. All right, guys. We are going to take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to move to another topic of conversation. We're going to touch base on Syria. You know, I have a not quite so, you know, popular opinion, ideas on what actually Syria was all about. And then with the, I was spitballing ideas with a buddy of mine on why we did what we did as far as the response goes. And I actually think we spitballed a pretty good idea on what actually a good possibility. Now, granted, I have no factual information to back any of this up. It is just a train of logic that brought me to this place, and that's why I, feel this may have been what happened. And it's sound logic, and it made sense. And I was like, yeah. So I'm going to share that with y'all. Just 1 minute. Oh, well, awesome. You guys are from the UK. Awesome. Well, greetings from the UK. Very, very awesome.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you got to do that. Oh, and he's waving too.
Yeah, he's been waving, doing weird stuff.
Oh,
no,
yeah?
as soon as you said hi to all the people, because we had 3, we were like, hello, and we're all like looking weird at the camera. It went down to 2. It did.
Dang it.
You scared one away.
We did.
You called him out, and he's like, nope.
Nope, got to go. Gone. So, all right, guys, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when we return, yes, Syria. Wait, that was the wrong button. I was where I was supposed to be. What song do I want to play?
All of the songs all at once. I'm pretty sure that would give someone a brain aneurysm.
That would be a very long freaking time. Some of these songs are 3.5 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
I am not doing that. Let's do Psycho. I like Psycho. All right, so un momento, por favor.
I'll be back. 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 I'm back.
I will never send troops anywhere on a mission of that kind without telling them that if somebody shoots at them, they can darn well shoot back.
Damn right. Rules of engagement goes out the window whenever we get invaded. Anyway, especially considering I don't know the rules of engagement.
There are no rules of war.
That's kind of, yeah, it's like, all things are fair in love and war is kind of what I was told.
And like, Obama's era. Well, you guys, when you're out on patrol, you can't have any rounds in your magazine.
Yeah,
you can't shoot back.
You can have guns because we can have a show of force, but you just can't shoot anybody. Anyway, we are going to Syria. So let's hop into our airplane. We're not really going to Syria. We're going to talk about it, though. Let's talk about Syria. So what happened then on it was Friday the 13th. What month was that? March? April. March. What month are we in now?
We're in May.
Sweet.
It's probably April.
Okay, so we'll go with April. Anyway, That was my outside burp, wasn't it?
See,
Yeah, well, crap. See?
You should have put it down the other hole, man. It would have been a little bit more quieter.
Then it might have stunk.
push it out the fourth hole.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Family Guy, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Giggity, giggity. Yeah. So, anyway, Syria. And I've got a little bit of a, you know, because it's one of them things that Syria always rubbed me the wrong way. You know, it's like the man had, and talking about Assad here, the man had control of 90% of the country. Only one province was not under his control. He's at the front of the race, you know. The United States had already announced that we are going to be pulling out in, like, you know, 1 or 2 months. We weren't even going to leave the tip. We were completely disengaging. We were done. You know, 1 to 2 months. So he essentially was getting what he wanted in a very short amount of time.
Right.
You know, so why would he have done a chemical attack? And yes, I put that in the air quotation marks because it was done with chlorine, which dissipates quickly, has a very, very, very low casualty rate, and you can wash it away with just water. It's very, very ineffective. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it wasn't a tragedy, people died. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it was blown way out of proportion compared to what it actually amounted to. You know, and that's all I mean by that. You know, I'm not being heartless, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like a huge thing that where thousands and thousands of people died. I mean, like what? I mean, the death toll wasn't that big. I don't even remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either. It wasn't that big, like you said, that big. And like you were saying, it being blown out of proportion. It was blown out of proportion immediately when it happened.
Exactly.
Nobody had any evidence on whether if it was chemical or what it was. Well, it was just, it's a chemical attack. You know, hundreds of thousands of people are dying. It's like we don't even have any information on that.
And when we did get information, it was very spotty. And it was like they're showing some videos of the cleanup. And it's like, well, these guys aren't even wearing, you know, biochemical, biohazard suits. They're walking around in sandals with a bandana and they're washing it down with water and they're still alive. Well, it wasn't what they were basically claiming it was. You know, it wasn't mustard gas. It wasn't, what's the other one? What's that stuff that starts with an S? Sarin gas. It wasn't sarin gas. They know darn good well it wasn't that. You know, so I mean, they knew what it wasn't. And so, I mean, it wasn't near the tragedy of what it would have been had it been a real, actual, you know, biological attack. Okay? My theory is you know, Assad had nothing to do with it. It was, you know, ISIS. Why? Because ISIS wants us to take out Assad so that this way they can gain control of the region. That's what they want. You know, and the last time there was a chemical attack, you know, it is very spitballed for the same reason as because Assad was winning, you know, and it was spitballed then that he didn't have anything to do with it. It was probably ISIS.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, so... He thumped the wall hard that time. That was great. That was great.
No, I just read the comments. Sorry, but we're laughing at the kid in the background making faces. LOL. I was like, I am here.
That was great. That was so funny. That was so great.
I'm sad that person left us.
That's all right.
Come enjoy the faces, man.
But you know, but that was, you know, the same thing that happened then. And I mean, granted, I have no other information other than, you know, just the empty thing of, oh yeah, you know, he was ahead, he was winning, you know, and then of which case it brings in the question again as, you know, what did he have to gain from that? Just like this time, what did he have to gain? He had nothing to gain, he had everything to lose. And it's like, okay, well, our military has, you know, because that was one of the things I said on the show of, you know, Friday the 13th, the day that will forever go down in history, was the title of that show where I was talking about this. And one of the things that I had said then was, I mean, you know, the man must have, you know, some better intel, you know, inside information. There was something going on here that I didn't know, I didn't understand, and I didn't get it. And so I was spitballing back and forth with somebody on, what possibly the reason would have been for him to attack Syria. And it was like, well, what did we attack?
They were basically military installations.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even places that we suspected them of housing biological weapons. Yeah. It was, them housing regular weapons in. Whose control primarily was these places under?
Oh, Russia.
No, Russia.
Definitely
okay.
Russia.
And how were they protected?
Normally those places are protected by anti-aircraft.
Mm-hmm. So, and we also know that Russia and China, actually, China's doing the same thing. They are bumping up, ramping up, and they are, modernizing. Is that even a word?
Modernizing?
Yeah.
Now it is.
Okay, sounds good. We'll use that.
It sounds like a word.
It sounds great, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was modernizing, both Russia and China. They're modernizing their nuclear fleet, their military in general. They're modernizing their that thing that they're modernizing. And that's what they're doing. And it's like, okay, so we can't just attack Russia. So it was my spitballed idea of, well, possibly we attack those installations for the only reason of to actually test the capabilities of Russia's, defense system for those military bases or for those military compounds. And I was like, that made sense to me. I mean, what say you?
Oh, I fully agree, because, think about all the times in the past. How many times has Putin threatened the U.S.?
I'm not done anything.
They put him on the Ritz.
I'm sorry, I just hopped in and said he hasn't done anything yet, but...
What? Who hasn't done anything?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Confused. Putin? No,
Wait,
he just made threats.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He's not done anything.
Yeah, he hasn't made good on them, but all he's done is threaten.
Well, but here's one of the things, though, too. And, like, what was him, him going into... Now, granted, it was supposedly, Russia rebels going into the Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sorry. That's one of the things, too. That rubbed me wrong. Very much so. Because, here after World War II, we told Ukraine demilitarize. And they were like, how the heck are we supposed to protect ourselves? And we said, and there was other nations involved in this as well, that if you demilitarize yourself, we will protect you anytime you need military assistance. We got your back. We will be there for you. And we signed an actual treaty, like the right way type of a treaty back then. And so they get invaded by Russia, rebel forces. Where were we at? Where were any of these other nations at who also signed that treaty? Because I'm pretty sure Israel signed the treaty, Russia or Great Britain signed the treaty, we signed the treaty. So there's 3 countries right there that had a obligation to go in there and remove the threat and get rid of it. Where were we? And that's one of the things that Putin's been doing for a while is he's been, and China's doing the same thing. They are trying to recapture, land that they had lost after World War II. China's doing it. They're wanting to reoccupy, and they're actually wanting to surround Taiwan. China is now. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and it's like, that's one of the things that he is former KGB. Mm-hmm. That's who Putin is. And I don't know if it stinks whenever he poots. I don't know. I've not been around him when he has. But, it's one of them things that's there. The man's up to something and it doesn't smell right because he's Putin. You love the innuendos in there. That was great. But that's just my, that's just something smells fishy. Like I smell trout. It's just
trout.
Yeah, just.
What about salmon?
Salmon tastes good though.
Salmon's great. Yeah.
Salmon's amazing. Oh.
No, what's those things you like from the weird little tiny fish?
The anchovies?
Yeah, they smell like anchovies. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not an anchovy fan. It was like
they smell weird. I'm okay with eating them, but they smell horrible.
No.
No.
It makes me throw up in my mouth a little. It's just like,
the existence, just knowing they exist, make you
it's just. I mean, I don't like to talk to Pizza Hut whenever it's like somebody ordered anchovies on the pizza that came out before me. It's like, I'm okay as you know, out of sight, out of mind, But whenever they come up and it's like, no.
I don't want anything.
I'm sorry, I don't think I want that now.
He beat his head off of it again.
You just bopped your head again. Thwap. That was great.
That hurt.
So, but that's just one of them things with the Ukraine. It was like, this, we had an obligation to go and be the military force they didn't have. And that's one of them things that Putin's been doing is he's been testing the waters, see how much he can get away with. That's what he's doing, and he's not getting any type of a military response until meow.
Yeah.
I just said meow.
And I think that response, I firmly believe that response is why Kim Jong-un of NOCO come to the table, because he's like, well, Trump ain't playing games, and I'm going to get my butt handed to me if I keep pushing the issue.
10 times over, yes.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? That very much makes sense, because it really wasn't until then that he was like, okay, maybe I better stop playing games. Because before in the past, it was he whined, he cried, he threw a fit, he made some threats, and the world leaders gave in to his threats and said, okay, fine, here's your pacifier, here's your milk and cookies, now go sit in your corner and behave. And that's what it amounted to. That was the equivalent of what we were doing. We were dealing with a whiny, crying baby. But it worked for him. He wasn't able, he didn't have to do anything positive in his country, because he could just throw a fit and have what he needed given to him, and then he was taken care of for a while. And then he starts running out of things, and okay, well, it's time for me to throw a fit again.
Yeah.
And he did it this time, and Trump wasn't having it. He was like, no, we're not playing games. And I loved what Nikki Haley did at the UN whenever they were talking about that. I mean, she was talking for like a long time, and she brought up over 20 years. I think 20 years. About 20 years of history between dealings with the UN and with what country is that? North Korea.
NOCO.
Yeah. And she brought up 20 years of history. It's like, no, this is nothing new. This is this has been going on for 20 years. This is a pattern of behavior. This isn't Trump's fault. But he is standing here to deal with the problem. And it was like, where are you guys at? Type of thing. You guys haven't done nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah. And probably previous to that, Mad Dog Mattis, General Mattis, told Kim Jong that if he didn't knock it off, that he'd send a small band of Marines in to remove his entire regime from power. And, that may have played a part in it, too. Well, Trump did this to Syria. What if he turns Mattis loose on me?
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the thing, man. Mattis had, Trump had Mattis's full support. It's like, I don't know. It's like, we have a lot of things that we can do. I'm not sure what we are going to do, but hey, nothing is off the table. And that was one of the things that Trump said. Nothing's off the table. Yeah. And it was echoed with Mattis. Nothing is off the table. I can't say what we're going to do, but hey, it's open. We can do whatever. If that means boots on the ground to take it over, that means boots on the ground, and we will get rid of all of his weaponry. Now, I mean, granted, with NOCO, I do not think that he is going to completely denuclearize. I do see him, stop the testing, or at least doing it. And this is one of the things, though, too. I think China has something to do with this too.
I honestly believe that too. Because
they were testing in the mountains between, and it's like, China's like, dude, you guys had an issue. We can see fallout from this. I ain't dealing with your nuclear fallout. You better cease and desist. And I think they got a flat talking to. I think Kim Jong-un got a talking to from Pennywise over there in China. And I think that's why, one of the reasons, because he was like, hey, I'm losing the support of China. Without China, I ain't got a chance in this. I may have the people, but I don't have the weaponry. You got a great long game, but just like Happy Gilmore, you ain't got anything with the putter. You ain't got it. you know, I mean, or we can just send some liberals over there with some rocks and little bitty baseball bats and anyway. So there's my Syria thing. I mean, do you have, you know, any other thoughts on that one, or what were you thinking on Syria?
I actually do agree that there was a lot more at play than what they were initially putting out there.
And it was one of them things that the media didn't seem like they really knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
You know?
I mean, it kind of dropped off, you know, because the UN was supposed to be going in and checking it out.
Right.
And then it just dropped off. You didn't hear if it was a chemical attack, if it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
What was actually
exactly, because they were supposed to investigate it and find out what it was, but you didn't hear any follow-up with it, and nothing was actually released. And I think that's because that they, you know, I think that's in a matter of speaking, there was more going on than what initially met the eye, and they didn't really want to release that, you know. But it's like, hey, you know what, I can do math.
Yeah.
You know, 2 + 2, we got banana. Okay, cool. I can deal with that.
Wait, what?
What? Oh, yeah, right.
2
I'm
+
sorry.
2 equals banana.
Banana, yeah.
No.
But no?
It's fish, yeah. The kid knows more than you.
Okay. So 2 + 2 equals fish? Okay. What? What did he say?
Numbnuts.
He called you numbnuts.
He called me numbnuts. What the hell? 22. It's like Common Core math right there.
Yeah.
Did you hear his laugh? He's like, ha, ha, ha. That
boy
chuckle
cracks
that
me
you
up.
know it's good.
Oh, yeah. That boy cracks me up. He so cracks me up. Checking Facebook right quick. Okay, we're good. And checking. Sweet, we're good. All right. So.
And like you were saying before, you know, and you're watching this on the news live, and like you said, nobody's got any hazmat suits on. They're rinsing people off with water, you know, and they seem to be doing well after that. And it's like, well, this isn't a chemical attack.
Yeah, this isn't exactly a chemical attack. You know,
like if it was, a lot of people, they would have been in hazmat. It wouldn't be just water; it'd be a neutralizing agent. Definitely,
it'll be like the first time it happened. You know, a while back, because they were in hazmat suits. There were people dying left and right. And
yeah.
See, I don't remember a lot about that one.
I think that one was actually sarin. I think that one was actually the sarin gas.
Either that or mustard, but I don't remember which one they actually used. But I know it wasn't chlorine,
but
I don't remember.
Mustard as a gas. It's
like Nova gas.
I think of hot dogs and I think of mustard.
Right. You know, if you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1, you know, the Nova gas, that's what it was. And it's mustard gas because of the color of the gas.
It's a mustard yellow.
It's a mustard yellow color. Has nothing to do with mustards. No.
Nothing. No, mustards don't even make it. Just color. Wow.
It's just color.
So
well, they may use they may use yellow dye number 5. I don't know.
They may use yellow dye number 5.
Hey, that's the ingredient that makes Mountain Dew Mountain Dew.
Yep.
See,
that
there it is,
yellow.
Yellow dye number 5. All right, there it is. It is also in mac and cheese, yellow dye number 5. It is also in Twinkies. That is the ingredient. Did you know? Yellow dye number 5 is the ingredient that makes it capable for a Twinkie to survive nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
Probably why you shouldn't be eating them.
Or it could be the yellow fluff, whichever.
Or it could be the yellow.
The yellow fluff.
The yellow fluff.
I haven't, ever since I've heard that they could survive nuclear, I'm like...
Well, they can survive many years.
Yeah, Twinkies are like a cockroach, dude. I mean, it's just like,
That's kind of gross.
Dude, it's amazing.
My grandpa had a bunch of chocolate Twinkies, and he gave them to me, and I ate them. They tasted like a little stale. Apparently, he had them in there for 2 years. And I was like, I ate those.
They're still good.
I didn't get sick off of it.
Zombieland, man, they're still good. I'll eat some snowballs.
What's Zombieland?
She hasn't seen Zombieland.
Don't look at me like that.
Rule number 1.
Never ask Granita what she's
Cardio.
seen.
Cardio, yeah. Rule number 1
number
is
2
cardio.
is double tap. Rule number 3, check the back seat, maybe.
Maybe.
Was it check the back seat, or is it the
4 might have been check the back seat.
Not using a public restroom.
That
it
could
was
have been
not using
it
a
too.
public restroom.
That was it.
And
Don't
then number
use a public
4 was
restroom.
check
Because
the
then
back
zombies
seat.
know when you're at your most vulnerable. Ankles, pants on ankles. That's when you are the most vulnerable. Zombies know it. That's why in
they
the
can
apocalypse
sniff it
you wear
out. Diapers.
Yeah, it depends.
But
Thank you.
He stole it right from you, didn't he?
Thank you. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Fire. I like pizza. She touched my pee-pee sleeve.
Multiplicity, I think is what that was. Michael Keaton. Amazing show.
Now I'll talk while y'all aren't being weird.
We're always weird. What are you talking
I'm
about?
stuck with you both.
Right.
come on. One of us. One of us.
One of us. One of us. One of us. Yeah. What?
Why'd we quit, he said.
Oh, I don't know. I like pizza. So anyway, you got anything else on Syria? Or no?
No.
No, not really? Maybe a little bit? Yeah, what about you? Come on, honey, speak. Speak into the microphone, baby.
Speaking of that mic.
Come on, do it. You know you want to. No? What the hell? All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when I return, I'm going to be talking about illegal aliens. The invasion of the body snatchers. Bad porno or horror movie, you decide.
I've never seen either. Thank God. The second. But, yeah.
I'm not sure how to take that.
I don't either.
I'm so confused right now.
Mind blowing.
Mind blown.
I don't know if it's an actual movie, so I was like...
Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, yes.
Yeah, and then
It
he
was
said-
very
And then
terrifying.
he's in porno.
He's one of us singing in the background. That's freaking amazing. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return,
This voice will be gone?
this voice will be maybe.
No.
Okay, this voice will be gone, but I got to continue this segment with this voice because it's amazing.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Damn it.
You sound like a toddler.
Dude, that sounded worse than a toddler.
Sound
Okay,
like-
maybe I sound
You
like a
sound like
toddler.
someone who hasn't hit puberty, but
Well,
it's kind
sometimes
of
when I answer the voice, you know, my voice does crack. I answer the phone, hello, and then I'm like,
Hello?
that's how I do it. That's how I roll. And the sad thing is, true story, that totally happens. Hello? Hello? Okay, so that doesn't sound good when I'm doing synthesization on my voice. But anywho, you get the point. What? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Alright. Un momento, por favor. What song do I want to play? Let's do... Ooh, There She Blows. We're not doing There She Blows.
What's There She Blows?
It's that right there. It's that song.
Why didn't you want to do it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should do it.
That sounded like someone dying when you burped.
I can't burp again. I would if I could, but I can't, so I
It
won't.
probably puked if you forced it.
It very much could be. There could be a little present at the end. A little something something. It might taste bad.
We've talked about this before.
Yes.
On air.
Yeah,
The
we
whole
have.
show we had to delete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapple and peanuts.
Meow.
Yeah. Alright guys, quick break. We'll be right back. I'm not doing Arnold in synthesization.
I'll be back.
You
I'll
should.
be back.
No.
I'll be back.
Oh my God, please.
I'll be back. I'm back.
Oh, wait, hold on. There we go.
Yeah, you don't love us.
All right. Giggity, giggity. Get some. All right. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. And we're going to do both of these next topic simultaneously. I mean, not like skipping one word being this topic, the other word being that topic.
No.
That'd be like totally so
Wrong.
much going on at the same freaking time. That'd be horrible. So we're going to do illegals, and we're also going to talk a little bit about Stormy Daniels, just because why not? It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's freaking hilarious. Which one do you want to do first?
I'm sure that's why you want to talk about.
I think, well, that and she's a porn star.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with her work, though.
You better familiarize yourself.
I better. This way I know what I'm talking about.
Do you like my word? I said familiar size.
Yeah, that was great. I love the familiar size.
Yeah, I'm bad at talking. You can't even say it right now.
I can't say it right at all. I said it right the first time, and that was about it. That was
and then
like,
I ruined everything.
Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. So, which one do you want to do first? Stormy? Illegals. Stormy illegals. Who knows? They might. Never mind. Illegals?
Yeah, illegal.
And then we can finish on funny topic.
Okay, that'll work.
Because that way we can go off tangents.
I love tangents.
Go ahead.
Tangents are fun. So yeah, the illegals they've pretty much, and this is because California, being the lovely constitutional breaking, pieces of crap that they is a sanctuary state. They are saying it is okay to let them all come over and whatnot, and so they are not hindering the flow, if you will. They're X-laxing this and just, there you go.
Oh, God.
That was great. You like that?
Ew.
That was good. Well, it is a crappy situation. I'm just saying. Who's forced to buy all the toilet paper here? We are. So I mean, there you go. So, but yeah, that's where they're picking. And now I really have it, and I got to be honest. This is one of the things that they're not talking about this on mainstream media. They were talking about it in the beginning. And the last thing I really heard of any news being talked about it was they decided to, kind of disperse and cross at different points. This way it wasn't such a huge, holy crap, everybody in one spot. They were, spreading out more. And really, with the exception of it, yes, they're at the border now. That's all I've heard.
Yeah. That was the last thing, was hey, they're at the border.
Yeah.
And then moved on to the next section.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it. So I mean, I don't know, what type of response that Trump has done. I know that he was talking about National Guard on the border. I know he was talking about actual military on the border. And of which case, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, part of what his job is to defend the border, so that means you can use the military to do it. Posse comitatus be damned.
I believe the National Guard was activated for the border.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of the states, or one of the states, told him no.
And I know California was one of them that said no. And I
they
think
basically told him, yeah, you can't tell us no because I do have a right to override that.
Yes. Exactly. I mean,
They did still send them, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say,
last
if
I
he
knew.
listened to
Last
that.
I knew, yeah. Because that's the thing. I mean, what is one of the jobs of the federal government? Protect our freaking national border.
And it's not helpful when states are doing that kind of crap. It's actually not even legal either.
No, it's not.
They're joining
It is a
in with
violation
illegals.
of the Constitution. It is just like California deciding to enact Jim Crow laws again. No, this is not legal.
What's Jim Crow laws?
Against black people.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't even not hear about that at all.
Well, that was a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time.
That was a long time ago. That was like
is
1950s.
that recent? Oh
No.
my
That was like
God.
1950s, whatever. But
Well,
yeah.
they're not only breaking, the rules of the Constitution, they're breaking their oaths of office also.
Exactly. What's part of that oath of office that they're breaking, Matt?
It's supposed to be upholding and supporting the Constitution and doing the same thing, protecting. And
Yep. I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. And they are not doing that. And
they're
you are
also
absolutely-
charged in the responsibility of protecting the citizens, which when you allow people like that to come over, you're not vetting these people. You're not protecting your citizens.
and that's one of the things that I had a problem with Obama. Because here's Obama. I will support and defend the Constitution, all of that, and then he went, right, 5 minutes after he got into the, the office of the White House, Constitution, Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking, that's what he did. It wasn't just, the Second Amendment. It was a lot of things. He was like, what's the best way we can work around this? You know, how can we battle this without battling this? How can we restrict this while still making people love us? You know, and it's like, what the hell? So anyway, moving back to illegals, and I just threw away my note sheet.
Really?
That was a fucking fart.
Hey, Gavin.
It's all right. I only had 2 things on there anyway. We're good. You're good. You can shit right there. Wait, did I say? Never mind.
I sent him
you
to fetch.
Yeah, I know. You're fine. You're fine. Sit, boo boo. Sit.
He listens to me more.
Okay, I release you to do whatever you want.
Go.
If you want to get it, you can. If you don't, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going. And now he's vibrating the cameras, and they're all shaking too. That's amazing. See, look, they're vibrating. It's an earthquake, guys. Oh, hold on. We're in California.
Oh, I didn't even see which way through. I just told Gavin to go.
It's the marching of the aliens. Anyway.
I'm sorry, but I find that hilarious. He actually fetched it for me.
That was great. That was great.
That was amazing. Thank you.
So my note sheet now that I have, which was only like 5 things written on it, it's not like all that important. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
So yeah, I mean that was the last thing that I really heard, and once it got in there, well, good morning, sir. How you doing, Trucker Al? Big M Homestead. How are you? How you doing, sir?
Hi.
Love you, sir. How's your week going? Hope it's better than most everybody else's. At work, that is, you know, good times. But you know that was the last thing I've heard. You know, it was a butt ton of them, and I don't remember the number now. Slept since then, and then it was they're all coming. Now they're at this one town, and now they are dispersing, and now they're at the border, and now we're shutting up about it. And that's all I heard. You know, so I mean, like, have you heard any updated stuff on that?
No.
Yeah.
Not
then
at
again,
all.
I don't hear a lot, but he normally talks to me about the stuff
Yeah.
or shows it to me, or you do.
Yeah.
Or Brandon does. Everybody
'Cause
just
we all
shows
share
me
it on Facebook.
We're like,
Yeah, it's
here
fun.
you go. Here you go. You can look at the world. I don't like the world.
Right.
It's not a fun place.
No, I do think to give some shout out and props to the cities in Cali that are fighting against.
That was amazing.
I poked it. Fighting against
Pow.
the sanctuary state. They're saying
Yes.
that does not fly here. We will deport them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you know what? I think that is freaking amazing. And last I heard, I think there was like 5 cities that were doing that, standing up against.
Good job.
You know, and exactly. I'm like, you know what?
You need an award.
It's
Here you
about
go.
time people stood up, and they're doing civil lawsuits or whatever type of lawsuits against the state of California against
Yeah.
that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I'm like, you know, that's about time. You know, that's pretty stinking awesome that people are, you know, that the different cities are like, yeah, we don't want them here. It's too expensive for us. And especially considering with Trump's, you know, his revision of the tax code, you know, because previously it was, okay, we'll just use Illinois since we live in Illinois. You know, we have all these failed policies because we have all this stuff that we're wanting to do, and we have a lot of our population leaving because it's run by liberals that just don't do a very good job managing money. You know, so we have all this expense, very little income, and people are leaving the state to boot. So how are we supposed to pay for our failed policies? Well, before it was, well, Florida's doing a good job. We'll take Florida's money and make them pay for Illinois. That's how it used to be. Now Trump's like, no. You guys want failed policies? You guys pay for failed policies. And if you can't, then you might want to do something different.
Yeah.
And of which case, about stinking time. I love that Trump did that and made it to where, you know, hey, Florida's doing a good job. Why should Florida have to pay for you? Of course, you know, on the flip side of that, you know, you got all the people from Illinois that's wanting to go down to Texas because it's got lower taxes, and go on to Florida that's got lower taxes, and then they bring their stupid politics with them, and then they're going to turn it into the very state they freaking left. What's the point? You know, that migration, and then take their politics. Like, dude, if you want to move to Texas from California, they would love to have you. It's an amazing thing. But I'm going to speak for Texas on this, and I think the Texans would agree with me on this. Shut the hell up and stay away from the voting booth for at least 3 years. You know, get used to the culture, and then if you want to open your big fat mouth about what you want, you know, then you can do it. But wait and shut your mouth for 3 years, at least 3 years. Shut your hoe. Yes, you may want public transportation. Guess who pays for the public transportation? You do. Your taxes are going up. Congratulations, dumbass. That's what it amounts to. We want 5,000 public parks. Well, who's going to pay for it? You are. Well, shit, I don't want my taxes to go up. Well, honey, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Bullshit. California did not do it successfully because Florida paid for it. But that's the reality of what's going on, though. That's what it amounts to. You know, okay, you want a nice public park. Great, pay for it.
Yeah. Like,
You know, how, yeah.
like Taylorville.
Exactly.
We
They
have
want-
a beautiful park.
We do. We got one that is like, but it's still fun. And then we got another one that is absolutely
It has
amazing.
a pool, has ducks and geese.
And you
I
can,
like-
and it's got a green pool and a brown pool. Yeah, if you want to have a nice algae bath, you can have an algae bath in one of the lakes, ponds.
Yeah.
It's green. It's green. We have it because it's with algae. There's not a lot of fish to get rid of the algae. And
Yeah. That's why they put
Actually-
a fishing limit too.
yeah, because we got to keep fishing this thing, man.
Just
we
buy
gotta keep this
just buy
algae.
100 bass and just put them in there.
That's probably what they did.
Yeah.
In the beginning of it, yeah, it was like, okay, Bass Pro Shop, we'll get this. See, that was freaking hilarious. That was you got that. That was great. That was great.
I was trying to ignore it.
Yeah, no. So anyway, yeah. What else you got on illegals? Don't you love them?
Apparently they're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, who was it? Was that Pelosi?
I don't remember who it was.
You know,
but
They're
makes
not
sense,
breaking
'cause
any laws.
If they're
Illegal.
not breaking any
Yeah.
laws, then we should keep them here.
Yeah.
Honey, what did they do whenever they crossed the border? Illegally. You
Well,
know,
can't have
and
it,
that's
you can have a
like,
drink of
you know, we have a slight distraction going on. We're all right though.
Yeah, I think it was Pelosi that said that.
That
Illegal-
one makes sense
they're
because
not
the woman
breaking
is
any
just,
laws,
you
and
know,
you're like, wait, what?
what didn't they break the law coming here in the first place? Yeah. Besides that, he was just wanting to better himself. He can better himself down back in Mexico. You know, I mean, you know, and that's one of the things too. It's like, okay, how much money do we give to Mexico?
I don't know. off the top of my
It's a
head.
butt ton. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's a
either,
lot.
but it's a butt ton. You know, and here's one of my problems with this. Gavin, you can walk, bud.
Yeah, you can
You're
walk over
vibrating the
there.
whole floor, dude.
Yeah, when you're back
Yeah.
there, you can walk.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, we give a butt ton of money to Mexico. For what? To help people. To help who? The people that are impoverished. Okay. And what does Mexican do? Hey, you guys go up there.
Yeah.
We'll take the money, we'll keep it, we'll use it on us so that we can live high on the hog here, and then you guys go up there. Okay, so why are we giving Mexico money? The same goes for Honduras, the same goes with all them guys. Why are we giving them money? I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. It's logically stupid. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Stormy Daniels.
The porn star time.
It is porn star time. Like I said, I am totally unfamiliar with her work, and I'm not lying there. I totally am. I have no idea. Dude, she was like a porn star from like the 50s. I mean, there was like, there was hair in places that nowadays, you know.
There's not heron.
Exactly. And it's like, I mean, there was like, you know, things had sideburns, you know, and some great music was getting played in the background, and then you had, you know, you had Bill Cosby with the pudding, and it's just all kinds of stuff was going.
Oh my God, no!
And the roofies.
And the roofies, and the pudding, and the pop. Okay, I'm done.
Nothing. It's not from anything.
There is something wrong with me. Oh my God. Anyway.
No, Gavin, you don't need to know about it.
Yeah, no, you're fine, bud. Ignorance is bliss, trust me.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't know if this tastes like a steak, but it's the Matrix right in there, you know.
Yeah.
The Matrix. Neo, you know, Mr. Anderson. Anyway.
Never seen that either. I didn't want to say it because I knew you'd be disappointed in me. It says you've never seen it either. God, I'm arguing with him. This is bad.
The Matrix.
Have you ever seen The Matrix? Well, I didn't think so. Anyway, continue. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, okay. What was we talking about? Oh, yeah, the porn star. Stormy Daniels.
I believe,
All right.
believe she was retired, and then after all this come up, she's back in.
Well, you know, and that's the thing, though. What was she looking for? What was her point in this?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
Oh,
I think she
Jesus.
was wanting to get back in the spotlight. I think she's running out of money. Too much blow.
Exactly. She was. She needed. Never mind. so many puns.
She needed to fix that stuff down there.
So many puns. Only one mouth to spew it out of. You know. I mean, it's
you got
just.
this. Continue. All of the puns. Come on. We need them. We need them to survive.
No, we're good. So like, yeah, she needed the money. You know, she's a porn star. You know, her body couldn't handle the job anymore, so she needed to get money elsewhere. She needed an alternative form of financial dependence here, and it was like, I need some money. Now she's got a book deal and a TV series coming out, and God only knows who's playing her part. You know, I have no idea if any of that crap's true. I think she does have a book deal coming out, though.
Yeah.
I think I did hear about that.
I've heard of it.
So, you know, with the book comes a TV series. So I was just spitballing ideas here. Seeing what's
because
stuck.
her cooch is dried up.
You know, and it's like, you know, but that's one of them things, though. She's claiming deprivation of character or something along them natures, you know. And it's like, honey,
you're paid to do that.
You were a porn star. You had, you got it on with 130 people on camera. This is a verified number here. He didn't do anything. You know, this was consensual. It's like, you know, I mean, whether he made a bad decision and you know, let's get it on with a porn star, you know, whether he did that or not and it was a good or a bad idea, who cares? It was consensual. Mm-hmm. Why are we even bringing it up whenever it happened way back when? I don't understand the media's wanting to make a big deal out of something that apparently wasn't from her. You know, it was like, you know, she said something that it was, never mind. Just... you know. Anyway,
let's just avoid.
Let's just avoid that little
swerve away,
thing.
Sweetie.
So,
come on, turn.
You know, it's just the mind keeps going to, you know, like over here, and I want to kind of narrow my thing right here, and it goes to the right a little bit, and I can use a Q-tip and steer it. You know, it's.
Well, I'll give you an honest idea or an opinion that I actually have.
Oh yes, please. Do so.
Well, see, the left's whole Russia collusion thing has fallen through. I think she's actually been paid by the left to try to destroy his
That very
character.
well could be. Very well could be.
Which
yeah, but that's one of the things, though.
Even if it did do such a thing, why would she come out about it just now? Why wouldn't she have come forward with it a lot sooner?
Yeah.
Plus, it being her job to do that,
well, not only that, you know, it's like I'm not going to throw that whole or make that whole assumption that, you know, I mean, a porn star can't be raped. I'm not saying that, but it was consensual.
It was,
You know, I mean, bottom line, whether it was or whether it wasn't her job, it was consensual.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, any of the other doesn't mean anything. It was consensual. There was nothing going on here. There's nothing to see here, guys. Okay.
Continue on.
You know, yeah, just continue on, guys. There's nothing to see here, okay?
Well, one of the big arguments that the left has is like, well, you guys kicked Clinton out when he did it. Well,
he did it in the Oval Office
as president.
As president, with an intern. Now, that even still, that was consensual, and that woman was after the money. Otherwise, why would you keep the money shot in your freezer? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was the simple fact that he was president.
Yes, I said that.
I'm here trying to type and
nope. You hear money shot
and freezer, and I'm like,
excuse me, bacon powder.
Excuse me, the baby making.
Yeah,
it was about the gravy of baby.
It was you know, the simple fact that he was president and he was on duty.
Exactly.
That's why he got booted.
And that's the thing, though, too. According to the military code of conduct, that is...
He is commander-in-chief.
He is commander-in-chief. So military code of conduct means that's a bad deal. You are now discharged from the military. Mm-hmm. You know, they have a different standard of how you should do things and should not do things. And in which case, that's one of the things I brought up, too. I go, one, he lied under oath, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
So that is... You know, that is high crimes and misdemeanors. You know, that is a capital, well, not really a capital offense, but it is still an offense.
It's still, yeah.
You know, he did lie under oath. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Bullshit. Okay, I'm sorry.
If you know, I'm sorry, but
I didn't inhale.
Bullshit. It's like, dude, that is drug abuse right there. You smoke it, that's fine. You don't inhale, you wasted that shit. You get back, you get in your DeLorean, you drive 88 miles an hour, and you go back to November 5th of 1955. You stand on that toilet, and you be high on pot, dang it. It's like how I just tied all that in there. That was great.
That was great.
And I didn't know
That
where
was
that
awesome.
stream of consciousness was going. I figured, let's ride this shit out.
He wanted to do it to Puffy. Sure, just button there and there.
Yeah, it's like
my
you know,
voice.
That was great.
Beautiful.
That was good.
if Trump did do this, was he president? No.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Was it consensual? No. So it wasn't rape. It wasn't a crime.
You just said
You
no.
know.
It would have been yes. Was it consensual?
Yes. You said
You
no.
said no.
What too?
ADD sucks, doesn't it?
ADD sucks ass. It is fun, but sometimes it
It's
sucks.
horrible. It makes you sound like an idiot sometimes.
Sometimes.
Just,
But even still, back, just a little while ago, that whole great stream of consciousness was amazing.
consciousness.
Consciousness. I can't speak English is a first language, guys. Sometimes it sucks.
He's like, sometimes English is just hard, man. I understand you.
Out of the mouths of babes.
Out of the mouth of babies. That's why the Bible says children will inherit the earth.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, Stormy Daniels. Consensual, yes. I like him.
He's the other Matt I told you of.
Sweet.
The one I
What
called.
did it say?
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, this is just you're welcome.
Evidently somebody else caught that one. So did she. Or her dress.
But
My God.
Just throwing that in there. Okay, I'm done. All right,
No,
so
you're not. You're
I
not
probably
done.
not.
You're a
so,
liar.
So yeah, I mean, there was that's just one of them aspects of I don't even know why his thing is a thing on this thing.
Yeah. It's because it's like I said before, I believe they're trying to find any way they can to get him out of office.
Yeah.
And actually, on that note,
On
which
note?
the him out of office type
Okay.
of thing. Okay, we have an election coming up, guys. All right. Now, I will be honest, I have not done my homework. I have no freaking clue. And of course, I also live in Illinois, and of which case I know we ain't getting rid of Turbin Durbin.
It's not.
No, we probably aren't.
No.
I'm sorry, but that bothered me. Illinois, not Illinois.
Well, actually, technically speaking, it is
No.
Illinois.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's silent.
It is.
It's silent.
Says who?
Says everyone besides you, apparently.
No. See, Illinois,
No,
here's
no.
a history lesson. Illinois was named after a tribe of Indians. And they called their tribe the Illinois. So if the tribe of whom we are their namesake says that it's Illinois, doesn't that mean that it is in fact
Nope,
Illinois?
that's not what it's called.
It is what it's called. It is called Illinois, and the Illinois tribe agrees with me. And we are named after them.
They're all dead.
They are not all dead.
Shh, they're all dead.
They have a casino down south. I've been there.
No, they don't. It's
called
imaginary.
it's called stuff. I have no idea what it's called. I have no idea. But anyway,
See, if you don't know what's
the hell
called,
was
it
I
don't
talking
exist.
about?
We were talking about about trying to get him out of office.
Yeah.
And there's
So-
elections coming up.
So we have an election coming up, guys, and here's the problem. We have had quite a few Republicans drop out because they don't want to support Trump. Oh, I got somebody in chat.
Sweet.
Trucker Al. Hi. What's up, Trucker Al? Hi.
Al.
Back. There he is. All right, so anyway, we've had quite a few people drop out of the race because they do not want to. They don't think they're going to win because they haven't been supportive of Trump, and then they're like, we'll just back out instead of being humiliated horribly. And in which case, yeah, that was probably a good idea. So, the question lies then, would the Republicans, bail on him just in order to lose the House and the Senate? And I think the answer is yes. Give it to the Democrats. Let them impeach him.
Which they have no grounds to impeach him. You want to start another revolutionary war? That's a good way to do it.
Good. Do you want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
Yep.
Ants in your pants.
But that's how you do that. I mean, and granted, and I'm with you. You know, the people said this is what we want. They have not done their job that we elected them into office to do. They still has not given him the government, you know, the support. You know, they have still not put everybody in there and confirmed all his nominations. He still does not have, and he's still kicking their ass. Up one side and down the rubber. Just like Stormy Daniels. Anywho.
Do I have to love you guys?
You do.
Yes.
No, you don't
oh
have
God,
to.
everyone immediately, yes.
Wait, hold on. You don't have to. You just do.
I'm like, we beat you. You love us now.
We beat you.
You love us. You say my name. Say my name.
Louder. Whipping.
Whip it.
You can do it.
That sounds so puberty-like.
When there's something going wrong, you must whip it. Then she whip it.
I've never heard that song.
Now whip it. Whip it good. In the shape. What? What's up? Yes, I am. Are you just now figuring this out?
Oh no, that's not good, honey.
I mean...
Why when I born, I knew you were.
You got that right, boy. Gavin, ladies and gentlemen. Boy is awesome.
He may be a little derpy, but we love him. Apparently he's too sexy for our kind. You're one of our kind, though.
Not yours. I'm a man, not a woman.
How do we know that?
Hey, he knows what bathroom to go into.
Yeah, he knows which bathroom to go into.
Yeah.
And he has the okay to use the dwarf stall.
The dwarf stall.
I was watching Brad Williams the other day. You know, the whole the my urinal. I laughed my ass off. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
One day you're not open.
I don't know why I've been on a midget kick recently. I don't get
Why
it.
do you like? It's called.
What?
What?
Wait a second, what?
What?
I don't know what you said.
Yeah, we didn't hear what you said. We're confused.
Yeah.
I said something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was your outside voice.
It was your outside voice, not your inside voice.
I didn't mean to say it.
Okay, good. Well, then we'll move on.
Okay.
So y'all's what we need to do is we need to make sure we get people in there to support Trump so we can get him the nominations, the government that he needs, so he can get rid of the deep state. Wow. That almost was a huge slip right there.
My goodness.
But it didn't happen. I didn't slip. I corrected it. I counter-steered, and I got this. Yeah. That was scary there for a second.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I wish he was commenting in the comment section.
What did he say?
Does he know that there's a
chat room?
Chat room on YouTube?
Or he might be watching off Facebook. Because he was in the background, he was doing the truffle shuffle. No, and I was like, no, I told him to stop doing the truffle shuffle. Yeah, someone noticed it, and he's doing it again.
I don't know, is he in?
Yes, you got to. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey! Good morning, peoples.
Hi.
Ooh, is that my favorite redhead there in chat?
Which one? There's more than one? Wait a minute.
Wait. Huh?
There's
my
more
favorite
than
redhead.
one.
Oh, no. There's one favorite redhead. You know, the one you dropped trow in the pool house?
I'm sorry, Kendall. I just thought we had the same parts. I didn't think anything was wrong. I was like, whatever. I asked if it was okay. You said yes. I was like, okay, cool. Boom.
Drop trout. And she's like, oh, you know, it was great.
I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, boom.
Oh, it was great. I'm getting a creeper coming up behind me.
Oh, God.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. So anyway, yes, we need to stop that from happening because we know darn good well. One, you know, I almost had that idea of go right ahead. If you want ants, we will give you ants.
Yep.
You know. Yes. So it's like yes, you know. Crap. ADD. All right, so
Sorry.
it's like yes, if you know, I'm kind of in the frame of mind that like yes, I want these good for nothing, low life Republicans out of office. Yes, we need to replace them with conservatives that are willing to fight. You know, because you don't take a stand and then get just a little bit of pushback and go, I'm sorry. That doesn't win any fights. Doesn't win any battles. It doesn't win hearts and minds. You're an idiot. You should have just sat down, shut up, and stayed home.
It just shows that you don't have any hangers.
You have no backbone. You have no twig and berries. You ain't got nothing. Just stay home, you know. But, so, I mean, we need to get, you know, good morning, mister. You know, so we need to get, how you doing? We need to get, ADD again. We need to get, nothing. We need, dang it.
God, you're distracting another ADD person. It's not healthy.
It's like I'm a broken freaking record. Anyway.
You are.
Like, shut up.
That was mean.
No, but it was
true.
It was very true. Yeah. I acknowledge that. So anyway, you know, I'm of one mind of get rid of them, but we need to have conservatives in there to do the job that we have elected these people to do. But at the same time, I do not want them to impeach Trump, because we know darn good and well that's exactly the first thing that Nancy Pelosi is going to do whenever she gets over there, and of which case he's touching me, and then of which case, you know, I kind of dare you to impeach him. If you want a second revolution, if you want, I'm sorry, not a second civil war, you know, because the people have done spoken. You know, you can say what you want to, that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but unfortunately every single time, the more and more times they recounted the vote, guess what? Her numbers kept going down.
Yep. Yeah. And Trump's kept going up.
And Trump's kept going up because they were like, we got some fraudulent stuff going on down here in Florida, because you want to know why? Florida won't get rid of the dead people off their ballot boxes so they can still vote. There's something wrong here. And they say there's no such thing as voter fraud, but if you don't know voter fraud's going on, then how are you supposed to say the voter fraud's not going on? We know darn well because we see dead people vote and dead people can't vote. I'm doing retarded face going on.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. We were watching because it's like a few seconds behind us, and he came over and messed with me. He sniffed me, and then I was like poking him in the face, and then
That's not a good sign.
I cooked it naked. You're not supposed to cook bacon naked. You realize that stuff hurts, right?
Yeah.
Why you got to be racist against black people for man just saying? He evidently caught that.
Who was it?
Matt Root.
Hey,
Matt.
I've been showing him the messages from you guys.
That was so not supposed to come out of my mouth whatsoever.
Yeah,
you know, it's like that was.
He's
I was like, oh
that
my
color
god.
too. You're mean.
Yeah, racist.
You insulted him.
Yeah, you're racist.
Racist. Okay, Mike Tyson.
Who's that?
And I would never say that to his face.
You probably get knocked out. Good night for good.
I'd be like, what's up, Mike?
No, we watched it in time.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. He's a boxer.
Boxer, not wrestler.
He was the undisputed number one. He's a man boxer. He'd knock you He was bigger and badder than the Russian in Rocky IV.
You can't judge me.
He generally had a knockout within the first round, like within about a minute the first round.
Sorry, I'm just watching. I do stuff and then I watch it on there and it makes me laugh again because I licked my hand, tried to wipe it on Gavin, he ran away.
You did. You laughed right there.
No, because he was looking at me like a psycho, and then I attacked him like whap whap, and then I did this, and I was like, Yeah.
Are you touching myself?
Oh yeah.
Gavin, quit being weird.
Anybody else? When I think about you, I
touch myself.
Hello. That sounds so weird. You guys should probably never sing that again on here.
But it's an actual song.
Yeah. It is an actual song.
Dude,
by the Divinals.
This one time, man, I loved it. It was hilarious. It was amazing. All right. So I don't know if I was in a truck stop or what. I got to move this and do this because I was.
Put it in your mouth. Come on.
I am not putting it in my mouth. Anyway. What?
Come on, man. Put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Ow. I just.
So there I was sitting in a beanbag chair and eating Cheetos, and they kicked me out of Walmart. Can you believe that?
Are you serious?
All because I was naked.
You were naked?
Yeah, I was naked in a beanbag chair eating Cheetos, and they kicked me out
Well,
of
no
Walmart for
wonder
that.
they kicked you out. I would ban you permanently.
But
You'd be ID checked as soon as you walked in.
anyway, no, it didn't happen. Anyway,
Thank God.
what was I talking about?
Being naked.
So much ADD. No, before that, before I went
don't
on
even
the tangent
remember.
because I seen a bunny rabbit, squirrel, and I went.
Wait, it's a bunny squirrel?
Wait, you said
That'd be a
bunny and then you're like,
disgusting
squirrel.
hybrid.
I'm trying to think where you left off.
I don't
about
even know. Something.
Getting Pelosi in, and if you guys vote
After
Trump
that.
out, starting
I was about ready to tell a
civil
story.
war
and it was
No,
a good one.
impeach.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know what that story was.
I
you know.
ruined that for you. You're welcome. What are you doing? to
He's
his
stroking my beard.
face?
He has to think.
That's not weird at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
This one time, this little turd right here.
Oh,
all
God.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this story's getting told, buddy. All
I
right.
don't care. I
So
don't story.
we're in church. All right.
At a funeral.
No, it wasn't a funeral.
It wasn't
we were
a
just in
funeral?
church.
Just church.
And I was
Okay.
up front praying for somebody, all right? And this little turd standing next to me. I'm praying. I got my eyes closed. I'm laying hands on somebody. Not the other way of laying hands on somebody. We go, psh, psh, but the way of where you're just laying hands. And I'm praying over him. And this little turd, he's standing there. He's like, now for those of you in Spreaker, he picked his nose with this finger, which is the bad finger. You ain't supposed to pick your nose with this finger because this is the finger that the booger monster can bite off. You got to use this finger so he can choke the little guy out and kill him before he has a chance to bite down and bite your finger off. So that's why he picking nose with this finger. He was using this finger and his pointer finger instead of the pinky finger. And he had it up his nose, and he got a little present at the end. He was digging for gold, and he got a nugget. He got a golden ingot, and he's like looking around on where can I put this stinking thing at, and then it just Frank quit stealing Ron White's material with eating Cheetos, naked on a beanbag chair, right? Yeah. So anyway, shiny object syndrome. I have shiny object syndrome, and so he's looking around on where can I put this booger. Okay, Mike Tyson, thank you very much, and.
God, you getting distracted so easily.
I do.
You're worse than me sometimes.
I am. What's up?
Did you just?
Anyway, did you just wipe a booger on me?
Yeah.
You turd. So
You
that's what
picked
he
your nose
did.
in
He's
front
like,
of people, you know
okay,
that, right?
you're picking your. Did you just eat your burger? They say that's healthy for you. So
Oh, it is?
he's standing there.
No.
Absolutely, yes, it is.
Ho ho!
It's-
Do you
it
want me
is
to
healthy.
beat you? Ho ho.
Yes. Yeah.
Fine, I will take a bludgeon hammer thing to
Oh
your
no.
wiener.
You use a whip.
To your wiener, okay.
That could be fun.
Oh,
So anyway,
Jesus
he's
Christ.
standing there, and then he's like, and Matt Root says, "What's up, other Matt?" So he's standing there. He looks around, and then he goes, and then he wipes it on my shirt. He wipes the booger on my shirt. Now I did not know this until after the fact. His dad's over there watching him do this, laughing his ass off. Wasn't your dad?
Yeah, I think he was like 3 years old at the time.
And he just like wiped it right on me. He's like, "Where can I put this little bitty burger?" On me.
Yeah, on you.
It was epic and amazing.
I don't know if this is a typical
Is this
show.
a typical show?
I mean,
Ish.
yeah, because
Ish.
it's a lot.
Because there's always a lot of bunny rabbits and bunny trails, and I like chasing squirrels. And mentally, figuratively, of course. And so, yeah, kind of, But we do talk about real information, real facts, real statistics, even though I can't say statistics.
Statistics.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a little off
And by the way,
today.
don't you kiss me, you little turd.
Doesn't want your love.
Maybe later. Anyway, by
That
the way,
does
welcome,
not
sir.
sound bad at all.
Yeah, that sounded weird.
That sounded awful.
That did.
Oh my God, take it back. You can't. It's already
I
out
can.
there.
It's already out there. It's already spewed into the universe. Anyway.
The universe is gonna come be like, without lube, boom.
What?
Karma.
Are you sniffing me?
Yes, he's sniffing you.
You're weird.
Where do you think he gets it from? Us three in the same room, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think he got it from?
And some of you.
That's why I
I
just said.
still, this is like, okay. One of the things I taught him, well, okay, I had adult supervision. Okay, wait, maybe not. But one of the things that Gatton and I taught him, like, I don't know, this is a couple of years ago. He was standing there scratching himself. And we taught him, I was like, dude, just pinch and roll, man.
Oh yeah.
He still remembers that.
He does it now too. He's there.
That's what you got. Just you'll get it. You will get it. You know, I taught my nephew, you know, to jump off the garage. You know, the whole tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah, I taught
now
my
the pinch
nephew
and
how to
roll.
tuck and roll because stroke the beard. Matt says stroke the beard. Come on, get back in there. There you go. All right, so it's just so weird. Well, I can't have.
No, my beard. I knew he was
I
not
can't.
He wants me
Just.
He wants me more.
He keeps. He's like my beard.
He's like, my beard.
Stop it. Anyway, what was I talking? Well, yeah, my nephew. Sometimes if I stay away from the train tracks too long, I can't come right back to the train tracks. I got to stay within that. I can't go that way too far because then I can't come back. No, it was a, you know, like a
I was like,
What are you talking about, ho ho?
tuck and roll.
Don't even. Oh, okay.
You have
No, actually, we've been on for like an hour and a half already. So, yeah.
You probably should cut it out.
What? Actually, we are. We're about ready to be done. Anyway,
saw
but
that.
like, so the tuck and roll, Grandma, because you got to, you know, because it doesn't matter how high of a building you jump out of, as long as you have the proper ratio of tuck versus roll, you're good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Science fact.
Yep.
Don't believe that. Just saying.
How do you tuck them all again?
You tuck and then roll.
What she said. See, when you jump off of, let's say, the garage, you know, and you start approaching the ground, you kind of tuck your knees up to your chest, and then
You roll.
you start rolling. Now, the lower the jump, the less roll you need. The higher the jump, the more roll you need.
And
Just saying.
and comment. I don't know the person's name. I've really never been on a show. He's just started. He hasn't.
What?
One
Say
of the
what?
comments. I am responding. I'm a great thing. that,
You are awesome.
oh yeah.
What do you mean it just started? I'm co-host of the Machine Radio Show.
Yeah.
Well, you just started
For
your
like-
own.
And then I just started my own show. So.
Yes.
What
You guys are just weird.
Yes.
It basically,
Yes.
no, they
We
haven't
are
just
all nuts.
started. They're just weird. Sorry.
Yes. And
If
I've
you were
actually been
hoping for
doing
normal.
this for,
900 years.
Oh my God, is he that old?
I don't know, like 9 months maybe?
Oh, you got 9 right.
6 months. You know, if I was a baby, I'd have been birthed by now, you know.
I can't remember how long I've been co-host.
For at
Years.
least a
Machine,
year,
yeah.
if not 2.
It's been a few years.
No,
Yeah.
it's been like
Oh, longer
3
than
or
that?
4 years. Because I was living in Waverly whenever I was listening
Yeah.
to him, and he'd already been going for like 2 years.
Yeah, I've been on there for a while.
Well, I didn't
Yeah.
realize it had been that long.
That's long. Yeah, time flies,
Yeah.
man. You guys are getting old.
Yeah, I caught it too.
What?
You book.
Nothing.
I didn't burp.
No, you didn't burp. What are you doing? Anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end the show. We're going to call her quits right there. And thank you guys for joining and being part of the craziness, and for people chatting in the chat room. Now, belly flopping into a pool. That was a good time, sir. I like belly flopping that, because that one time at church camp,
Oh, no.
boosh, I screamed like a girl. Actually, I was young.
I
you
did
know?
the splits at a pool, and it was the first time I'd ever done the splits, and I was trying to walk, you know, where the little ledge, it goes straight into the pool. I was walking along that, I slipped, did straight bam, and the lifeguard guy comes over. Is your area okay? And I'm like,
Did you have the one fluttering eyeball and the other fluttering, not fluttering?
I was like, I'm fine. Leave me alone. I got up and I limped away, and he's like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I am fine.
I need a Band-Aid.
I need a Band-Aid.
I ripped something down there. You gotta fix it.
I don't know. There's a hole down there.
It's
I don't
split
know
right
what's
down
wrong.
the middle. Somebody broke my ass. I need a Band-Aid. Yeah, it depends.
And depends.
And the vagina.
It's gonna be loose for a
wait,
while.
What? No, you can't say that. Shh.
What do you say?
He said nothing.
Nothing.
Tell me later.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Did you all? Yes. So you guys have a great one. Yeah.
Sorry, we
Catch you next time. Normally, oh yeah, a little bit of okay, so I'm like working on changing a few things over with them. You get okay. Hold on. We have a request. for beer stroking going on.
Hey, only I can.
I will break the. See,
So anyway, Weaponized Sloth Productions. You know, I am working on the website. I will be having time to do that coming up real soon. So I will have weaponizedSlothProductions.com. Okay, get your hands off me. Stop it. Weirdo.
See, I licked my hand and went over, and he immediately backed away. See?
What was wrong with that? So anyway, Weaponized Sloth Productions, I'll be able to get that website, you know, as long as I get pricing for everything, which I still will be getting soon, and being able to get everything up to date. So that will be up and running, weaponizedSlothProductions.com. Got a lot of stuff going on with that. It's a real pain in the butt to build a website as complicated
Especially
as
by
that
yourself.
Because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of information, a lot of links, and a lot of RSS feeds that's going to be getting plugged into this. It's pain in the butt. And pickers to add into it, and show things and videos to add into it. There's a lot of stuff I'm adding into it. So, you know, it is coming.
Went quiet. Continue talking and read.
I
Multitask.
can't do that.
Really?
Reading chat.
Yeah, I can't read. Yeah, I'm reading chat, and I can't read and talk at the same. Okay, I'm kind of reading and talking, but if I read and talk at the same time, I'll start talking what I'm reading, and that ain't good sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. Anyway, but I'm working on it. I'm getting it together. I am also going to be adding. I'm going to be doing more over-the-road shows whenever I am driving trucks. So there will be. The mobile studio will be coming back, and I will be doing smaller shows when I'm out on the road. You know, shows on location, and I will be broadcasting those not through Twitter, Twitch, Mixer, Facebooks, and YouTubes. I will be linking those in as an audio-only podcast through Spreaker.com. You can search me there, and all kinds of greatness going on. So other than that, yeah, good times. Anything else I was going to throw in there on that? I don't think there was.
I don't believe there was.
So, yes. So, I thank you guys very much for joining us. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi. Y'all have a great one. Good night. Sleep tight. And if them bed bugs bite them, by golly, bite them back.
Punch them in the nads.
And stroke their beards.
Love you guys.
This is for you guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I am not going to exploit.
Wait, that was the wrong one.
Political purposes.
Nope, that's not right. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. Let's get rid of that one.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
He absolutely does not.
I am not going to exploit.
Dadgummit, that was the wrong one again.
Cook the same one. God. Ho-ho.
There we go.
Good job.
There we go.
Know who we are.
I love it.
Thanks with me.